Hello everybody, Aaron here, and this is the itinerary for my birthday. Uh, Earlier today I made my reservations for Shoeless Joe's, Mandarin, and all the teams for the Perplexity Escape Room. So there are 6 teams. Thanks a lot, guys. I mean, that's a hell of a lot more than I was expecting. My goal was originally 3. So have 6, and I can only be on 4 of them because you can't do a room more than a room more than once. Uh, that's amazing. Thank you again. Uh, so, for those of you who haven't decided if you're in or not, or the people who are saying maybe, you can still come, but basically I can't book a 7th team, so I'm hoping you guys come in or as other people drop, because quite frankly I'm expecting a few people to drop out at the last minute, so I can accommodate people. I'm going to get this off the bat right now because nobody is going in the circus this year. All escape rooms, whether you're Saturday or Sunday, and no matter what time of day, all of them are going to be $24 plus tax. So please bear that in mind when you show up on April 22nd or April 23rd. For those of you who haven't been to Perplexity, Perplexity is at 56 Bramsteel Road in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Okay, let's go over the itinerary that I had to do 7 drafts for. Let's start with Saturday. Okay, the opening ceremonies are going to be at 1:45 p.m. for the teams that are going before dinner on Saturday. It's not going to be much of an opening ceremony. I welcome everyone, maybe give a quick speech, and then I'm going to do a raffle for each of the 2 teams that are before Saturday dinner, where 1 person per team goes in for free. If you wish to be in the raffle, you have to be at the opening ceremonies, and if you don't wish to be in the raffle but are at the opening ceremonies, just pull an Elsa and say that you don't wish to be in the raffle. Fair enough. Okay, 1:45 is the opening ceremonies. 2 o'clock, sharp, absolutely no exceptions, is the criminal interrogation room. And this is the first of 2 times that I will be using the criminal interrogation room, and I say 2 p.m. sharp because I have absolutely no tolerance, and Perplexity has basically no tolerance for fashionably late people, because there is a debriefing of sorts before you go into the escape room, and they don't really want to start over again. And if you're coming in 5 minutes after the room has already started, you're not going to be allowed in. Even if you were going to be allowed in, I would say that you're not going to be allowed in. Anyways, 2 p.m. on Saturday, April 22nd, criminal interrogation room. The captain of the team is Justin Welsh. Justin Welsh will be joined by his fiancée, Crystal, Jen Lemons, Dave, aka Phoenix, Anthony Toda, and Carolyn Clark. Something I wanted to do, I wanted to have teams go simultaneously. Apparently they don't really have that big of a staff to do it, teams at the exact same time. So, criminal interrogation's 2 o'clock. Motel is 2:15. Sharp. Again, no exceptions. The captain of the team for Motel at 2:15 p.m. Saturday is Jason Carmen. And Liana, Chuck, Amanda Brissett's boyfriend, and me are joining him. Both of the rooms are 45 minutes. So, my room, absolute worst case scenario, we don't get out. We're done at 3 o'clock. Cards Against Humanity is going to go from basically the moment the motel ends to 4:45 p.m. If you're part of the Saturday before dinner escape rooms and you don't wish to come to dinner at Shoeless Joe's afterwards, this is the part where you back out. Just say goodbye, take a photo or two with me, and voila, you're out. That's cool. Cards Against Humanity just happens to be the game that I fell in love with last year, and I want to play it again really, really badly. 4:45 to 5:15 is us traveling to Shoeless Joe's. We are not going to need the full half hour because it's only a couple of blocks, but I'm allowing half an hour because that way we can get organized as to who's walking, who's going by car, and who would take a very, very, very cheap $6 cab ride or whatever. Okay, Shoeless Joe's is 5:15 to 6:30 sharp. I have to physically be out of Shoeless by 6:30 in order to get back to Perplexity on time for the after dinner teams. So there are two people who are not going to be in the escape rooms but are coming to the dinner. So Adam Gillard and Peter Boss. I think BOS is pronounced boss in this language. If I'm wrong, Peachy, I'm sorry. So you two are going to want to be at the Shoeless Joe's at 50 Biscayne Crescent, aka the Shoeless Joe's by Orion Gate movie theater in Branton, by 5:15 on Saturday on the 22nd. It should be about $20 to $30 per person, depending on what you order and all that jazz. Going back to Perplexity is going to be 6:30 to 6:45. 6:45 is opening ceremonies for the after dinner teams, and again, I just welcome everybody. Do the raffle. If you want to be part of the raffle, you have to be at the opening ceremonies at 6:45. And if you don't, if you don't want to be part of the raffle but are there, just tell me, Aaron, I don't want to be a part of the raffle, and that's cool, which is now known as pulling an Elsa. Okay, so after dinner teams. Criminal Interrogation starts at 7 o'clock sharp. No exceptions. I cannot stress this enough for every team. The captain of the team is Doug Droog. And Damon Nawal, Neil Reeves, Elsa Corshane, and myself will be joining him. And now I have to turn the page because this script is 3 bloody pages. Please bear with me. Okay, 7:15 sharp on Saturday, April 22nd, no exceptions, is The Motel, Part 2, and Andre Dyer, the night shift team lead of one of my jobs, is going to be the captain, and Jeff, Rashawn, Emily, and Nuno, also co-workers of mine, will join him. Cards Against Humanity will go from, 8 to 9:30, because The Motel is going to end second and it's a 45-minute room. And even then, it's depending on how many people actually want to stay. If everyone just wants to duck out after posing with me for photos, then we just won't run Cards Against Humanity, because Cards Against Humanity needs a minimum of 4 people. So, yeah. And then we just go home. So, no matter what happens, everybody will be at home by about 10-ish, absolute worst case scenario. Or if there's no Cards Against Humanity, everybody's home by about 8:30. Okay, Sunday for April 23rd. The opening ceremonies are 1 p.m. sharp. And I was going to try and do it earlier, and then I remembered that on Saturday and Sunday, Perplexity Escape Rooms just isn't open before 1 o'clock. So again, I'm just going to welcome everybody, do the raffle for the people who are going in for free. If you want to be a part of it, you have to be at the opening ceremonies. If you don't and are added, just say so, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the elevator is at 1:15 sharp. The captain of the team is one of my supervisors at job number 2, Jen Fox. Another supervisor, Kelly Spencer, O'Brien Foster, and Chris Lauren will all be joining it. And myself will all be joining her. This is the part of the schedule I really don't like because I wanted to do the elevator and the killer's house on Sunday, and there's a kind of a gap of sorts between them. Never mind. Well, no, I'll address it. Um, Basically, the elevator ends at 2, and then I have to go straight from the end of one escape room right into the opening ceremonies for the people of the killer's house at 2 o'clock sharp. I welcome everybody, do the raffle for that. If you wish to be part of the raffle for the killer's house, you have to be at the opening ceremonies. If you don't and are at the opening ceremonies, just say so. The killer's house is 2:15 sharp. The captain of the team is Jeanette Guidi, her husband Josh, Bonnie Sutherland, Melinda Hughes, Isaac Tong, Nicholas Brody, Mike Fitch, Kate Pelisic, and myself will join her. And this is the part where it gets awkward because I'm going into the killer's house, and that leaves Jen, Kelly O'Brien, and Chris randomly just sitting around. So they can, I guess, either duck out and not come to Mandarin if they don't want to, or they can duck out, change, come back for the Mandarin, or just sit in the lounge and play Cards Against Humanity without us, I guess. Cards Against Humanity for both teams will be 3:30 to 4:30. Those who aren't coming to Mandarin can back out now. Just take a photo with me and say goodbye, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Finally, the last page of the itinerary. Oh, it's only a couple lines, yay. We're traveling to the Mandarin from 4:30 to 5 without exception. Mandarin is 5 to 6:45. It's at 238 Biscayne Crescent. It's also known as the Big Mandarin, with the head office and the trees that seem to be perpetually lit with Christmas lights all year round. It's a flat $33 for the buffet, and it's also whatever drinks you're ordering. So I don't know what alcohol goes for these days because I've been sober for over a decade, but yeah, it's gonna be like at least $40 with buffet and a drink, even if it's non-alcoholic. So just bear that in mind. Mandarin has put us on a 1 hour 45-minute cap regarding the amount of times we can go up and eat and whatnot. I'm a pretty big eater, and I can usually finish in an hour and a half, so that should not be an issue. We leave at 6:45, post for some pictures. I like to document my birthdays so that I have group shots and shots at where I'm with each individual guest, as all of you may remember from last year or in other years past. 6:45, we all go home, so I don't see anybody not being home before 8 o'clock on Sunday. So yeah, that's it, the whole itinerary, and I got it in under 15 minutes. Yay! So, I will see you all on April 22nd, 2030. And remember, this is just the knowledge of who is on the teams now. Some people are probably going to drop. Some people are probably going to confirm. I've already had a couple of people switch days, so just because I announced it doesn't mean these are the people you are 100% guaranteed going to see in a couple weeks. But this is the most complete information that I have as of right now. Anyways, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. It's my honor, and thank you again in advance for coming.